Rick Hong here for AfterBuzz TV. We're at the Season 2 premiere for Better Things. They left it on a cliffhanger last season. I'm going to try to find out what is going on this season. Next, one of the first scenes that I saw you in, you're like in your office, and I couldn't distinguish at that time if you're the agent or the manager. But you got the little kid running around in the background, and then meanwhile, like they're trying to call her in for like a major role, and you know, and you're just kind of like, like, do you ever wonder if representation does that? Where you're like, did I miss a call with something like where someone wanted to be like a star and I didn't know about it?
I think first of all, I'm her manager. My father gets this wrong. He says she's her agent. I'm like, no, but okay. I'm her manager, and I actually, what Tressa's doing in that scene is protecting her because Tressa knows the business well enough to know it's going to fall apart, and she doesn't want to get her hopes up and have them come crashing down. And I know my agent manager do that for me, and I appreciate it. They know that I like to know everything that comes in because I like to know what's going on, but I also know that they are looking out for me and following their instincts in terms of how they kind of frame things to me, and that's what Tressa does, and that's the sign of a good agent or manager, in my opinion.
No, you're true. That's absolutely true. It was a funny scene because I just see the kid running in the background, and like I wasn't sure if it was like, is she just being dismissive? Because it's early on too in the series, so like I'm still kind of trying to figure out like who everybody is and what's going on.
Well, and I think a lot of people, that was really interesting because I noticed on social media the responses really varied depending on people being in the business or not. People who were in the business totally knew what was going on and were like, oh, she's so sly, good for her. And other people were like, how could she do that? She lied to her, she's keeping a job from her. And I was like, no! So, I mean, but that's one of the great things about the show is that who the person watching is informs how they respond to it.
So would you say like you're one of like the more like sane people in her life on the show, or since you're her manager, or is it because I mean I know she's got there's another actress that's like just major drugs. All she wants is like drugs and to get laid. And so, but I know that's not you. So I'm trying to figure out. I was like, is she kind of a good sounding board, or I'm trying to see like what else we can expect for your character this season.
I do think Tressa's a good sounding board. I don't know that she's necessarily saner, and we'll find out a little bit more about her background this season and see sort of where she's coming from. I think Tressa is a little judgier maybe and less impulsive than some of the other characters, but judgy can also, you know, has its pros and cons as well. So, I mean, one of the great things about the show is that all of her friends are so different, and when they come together, like you can see your own friends in everyone on the show, and when they come together, it's just a brilliant ensemble, which is a tribute to the writing.
So how's it being on a show with no dudes? I mean, most of the time, like, there's no dudes on that show. It's always women. Yeah. I don't know if you enjoy that, or if you're like, hey, where's the penis and balls, or...
I love it, and I will tell you, there's an episode this season where there are more dudes around, some dudes, and at the end of the day, I was like, I feel weird. I feel like, why do I feel weird? I feel like I've been talking about sports all day, and I was like, oh, there were dudes on set today. And the next day in hair and makeup, I was like, you guys, when I went home, I felt really weird, and I realized there were boys around, and they were like, yes! I was like, there are all these conversations I couldn't participate in, and I was like, feels like a normal TV show. Oh, that's what happened. And so it's wonderful to have a female-dominant show once in a while.
Well, I mean, that gives me something to look forward to in season 2, because I was like, where are the dudes at in this show? But I love your shoes, by the way. They're awesome.
Thank you.
You guys back home can't see, but she's wearing like silver glitter Doc Martens. They're awesome. So
I'm really excited about these shoes, and as soon as this event invite came out, I was like, I know what I'm wearing. Everything else is going to be built on the shoes.
Hey, they look great.
Thank you for noticing.
Thank you so much for talking to us.